people might say, well, it's a little boring here and it's a little boring there. Let me just tell you, this is a labor of love that we do every year. No one gets paid. It's all volunteer. So we really appreciate everyone that's here tonight to support this and to support your city, because it really is about supporting our city and showing that Cape Coral residents really care about their city and the growth of this city. So give yourselves a big round of applause. So we have a couple of people we're going to do some special introductions. Just hold your applause. We do have some elected officials. So we do have Brian Hammond from District 4, I believe, County Commissioner. I know that Kevin Long is here from Cape Coral City Council. Dan Shepard is here as well. And I know that Jennifer Nelson is on her way. She drives from Sanibel, but she is on her way. And of course, on your District 1, Gloria Tate. We also have from Lee Health, we have 2 board members here tonight, Donna Clark and Kathy Bridge-Lyles. So we have a lot of people that have come to really help us with this event. So at this time, I'd like to introduce you to my pastor and the pastor at Cape Christian Fellowship, Corey Demmel.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, I just want to take a quick minute and just tell you, thank you so much for being here. If I haven't got a chance to meet you yet, my name is Corey Demmel. I serve here as the lead pastor. Been 4 years now, and it is our privilege and our pleasure to host this event. I want to tell you that for the 35 years this church has been in existence, we are fanatical and passionate about serving our city, adding value to our community, and making it a better place. And what a better event, if there is a better one, I don't know where it would be, than this one, where we get to hear the exciting vision and all the things that are happening in this amazing community. I want to just draw your attention to 2 quick things in regards to that we're doing here currently. We're trying to partner with all the city leadership to just give more things to do for our community. This year, for the first time ever, we're going to do a Christmas village right here in our park, completely free for our community. Santa's workshop, we bought an ice skating rink. We're going to do movies in the park and hay rides, and we got a train, and it's going to be crazy. So we want you to have something for you or your kids or your neighbor kids or your grandkids to do. And so spread the word. The only thing that's going to cost any money is the skate rentals, and so we're excited about that. It's going to open December 7th and go through Christmas break. For those of you who need your kids to get out of the house, we got you. So that is, we're off to a great start. So we're really excited about that. Come check it out. Help us spread the word, please. You're the influencers of our community, so thanks for that. And then also, for those of you who are looking to just for an opportunity to connect, network, and grow your leadership, I know many of you are plugged into many leadership networks. We also started a once-a-month business leaders lunch every 4th Thursday of the month, right here in this room. We kind of scrap the religious stuff, and we just talk leadership that is applicable, that is opportunity to network. And so we have a table out in the lobby if that's something you're interested in, to get more connected, to grow yourself, sharpen the axe. We'd love to invite you to that as well. But once again, thanks for being here tonight. It's truly our pleasure to just be a host of this amazing event in this amazing city. And now I'm going to turn it over to the person who's really in charge, Miss Gloria.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Mayor John Gunter. Please help me welcome him.
Thank you very much. Always glad to see people out there this year where we can have this event. It's always a great event. I look forward to this event every year. You know, we're one of the fastest growing cities in the nation, and tonight you'll see why. So I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I want to thank Gloria and all the staff, Joe and Billy, for putting this on every year. Like they said, it's a lot of hard work that they put in. So I want to thank them, all the volunteers. I'd like to thank Pastor Corey for providing the venue and everything that his staff does to put this great event on. So thank you, and you're going to see a great show tonight. You'll know why we're growing so quickly in our city. So thanks. It's live from Cape Coral, and it's Tuesday night.
That was really good, John. Really good. Thank you. So it's my pleasure to introduce your newscasters for the evening. Mayor Joe Mazurkowitz, former mayor, has been around a while, just like me. And Billy Johnson, the Executive Director of the CCCIA. Please know how hard they have worked on this. Joe has gone tirelessly around the city doing these videos. It's not easy. He does it for free. Billy does it for free. So welcome them and let's get started.
Thank you, Gloria. Well, good evening, Catch the Vision. Wow, we're so glad to be back here live at Cape Christian, Joe.
Yeah.
We have a great program for you this evening. There's a lot of great things going on in our city, and we are fortunate enough to be the two gentlemen that are going to be presenting that to you. Moreover, it's amazing. You'll see a lot of these stories that have already been on the news, but what you're going to see tonight really is the economic impact that this brings to our city, the number of jobs that this is creating for our city, for Cape Coral, keeping our residents in Cape Coral so they don't have to travel to Fort Myers to go to work, so they can live, work, and play all in the same city. So, Joe, why don't you go ahead and get us started, and we'll get this kicked off.
Hey, before we get started, we're not getting paid.
I thought we were getting paid.
We normally get paid.
I thought, yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Gloria after
All
that
right,
because,
yeah.
you know,
I didn't realize it was a change. All right, well, here we go. We're going to start off tonight with something special that's happened in the city of Cape Coral. Just recently, the city council has privatized Sunsplash, brought in a private provider to help that park. Something that has been a real asset for this city, and we want you to take a look at this video, and then we wish Pro Park, the provider, a great success in bringing Sunsplash to higher and better service to our community. Play the video. We look forward to all of that being at Sunsplash next year. Yeah, I know Pro Park's here. Where's it? Not ready. All right, well, we have so many videos and projects this year. We have 18 projects and 17 videos. I heard it's like 55 minutes of videos, so we don't have a lot of time to banter back and forth. So you keep up.
I'll try, Joe.
All right, so we broke tonight's presentation into groups. We're going to start with workforce housing and affordable senior housing. And our first project is Revital Development Group on Pine Island Road.
All right, we're going to Michael Allen with Civitas, and he's going to talk to us about his residential project going up on Holland Road. Michael, tell us a little bit about your project.
Yeah, thanks. Michael Allen, goes through Vital Development Group. We specialize in development of affordable and workforce housing. We have a project that's been in plans and the works for now a couple of years off of Pine Island Road on 413 Southwest Pine Island Road, between the Sam's and Walmart over there. And we're proposing and planned and ready to hopefully break ground first quarter of next year for 96 affordable housing units, all multifamily, for families earning 80% of the area median income or below.
Okay, so you mentioned affordable housing. Explain that. What's the market? Where are you in the market with those, with your rates, rental rates?
Yeah, sure. So we're utilizing funds on some federal, state, local funding in addition to some private debt, bank debt, and so forth. So with that also comes some requirements that makes the deal a little bit more complicated. So we have different set-asides for households earning 30% of the area median income, 60% of the median income, and 80% of the median income. So they're going to be capped and adjusted based off of the maximums that we can charge on an annual basis, and that's determined by HUD. And that's based off of the unit size, meaning amount of bedrooms in the unit, and the area median income. So we will, all the properties, as I mentioned, 80% area median income or below, with the majority being 60% and also even 30% of the area median income.
All right, well, I've seen some renderings of your projects, and it looks like it's pretty nice stuff. Talk to us a little bit about the amenities.
Yeah, so the buildings themselves and the project itself is being developed to the NSGDF green building standards, so all energy efficient, concrete block construction, 3 residential buildings, 3-story each. We're going to have a massive clubhouse that'll be able to compete with regards to any type of market rate project. It's nearly 6,100 square feet. So within that, we'll have a fitness center, we'll have a business center, a learning center, and so forth, in which we'll be providing optional services to the tenants and the households there. We'll be offering financial literacy courses, employment empowerment programs, or training and helping to build resumes and how to conduct themselves and not only obtain jobs, but also retain jobs. We'll have computer labs, we'll have like cafe bar, for example, and then also you exit the clubhouse to the backside, there'll be a residential swimming pool on a nice pool deck and so forth.
Well, it sounds really exciting. And when are you hoping to break ground?
First quarter of this year, so pending any type of delays, we're targeting closing of the construction financing in December, and then just due to the timing of the year with the holidays and so forth, starting to looking to break ground in January. Now, with these type of projects, sometimes there's a little bit of delays with just the moving parts that are involved. So certainly looking to break ground in the first quarter of this year. Timeline is, again, there's 3 residential buildings, so we're looking to complete the first building within 12 months of starting construction, and then about every 30 days thereafter, open up a new building, so a total construction period of about 14 months. So ideally, we'd like to be breaking ground in January of this year, or next year, 2022, and moving in the first tenants by January 2023. And again, it's a mix of 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms. The demographic focus is for families, affordable and workforce families, and we're excited about it because it'll be the first family affordable housing community in Cape Coral in 20 years. So certainly very excited about that.
Well, we're very excited about you coming to Cape Coral. We wish you the best of luck, and we look forward to your grand opening coming up.
Well, thank you very much. We'll definitely keep you posted. I appreciate you inviting us and being a part of your great event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Billy, you have to understand that 30% of market annual household income, the annual average household income in Cape Coral is $62,000. So 30% of that is $18,600. You're talking about very affordable housing in the city of Cape Coral. Then the workforce housing is at 37, an annual household income of $37,200, and then 80% is $49,600. So we're talking about households that can meet the needs of any kind of working folks in the city of Cape Coral. This is really exciting stuff. Like you said, we haven't had this here for 20 years.
No, it's definitely a really good addition to our city. That's going to allow that workforce housing to people that they can be able to stay in our city that they work in, so they don't have to travel across the bridge every day. So we're looking forward to this project getting ready to go into the ground in January, which brings us up to our next video that we got tonight for you, Joe. We're going to go down into South Cape, where there is a great senior affordable housing project going on, Madison Square High Rise. This project is actually already in the ground, Joe.
Yeah, I was visiting there, and they actually have a crane operating in downtown Cape Coral. It's amazing.
A big crane. Go ahead and roll the video.
Okay, now we're at the corner of Miramar, close to Cornell, at Madison Square Apartments, with the owner, Michael Oliver. Michael, tell us a little bit about your project.
Well, this is a 7-story affordable project for seniors, 55 plus. There are a total of 82 units, 41 of which are 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and 41 are 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The tenants are capped with their income, 60% of the area median income, so it is truly affordable. The 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments are 820 square feet. The 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartments are 570 square feet.
Very cool. This is a new product for Cape Coral. Matter of fact, just seeing the crane behind you is pretty unique in Cape Coral in itself. 7 stories downtown. What made you decide to build this structure in South Cape?
Well, we look for municipalities that are in support of affordable housing to start with. This particular project is in the CRA, the Community Redevelopment Area. And the CRA thought it would be a great idea. We met with them a few years ago. And what we were looking for was a loan from the city, because these types of loans increase our odds of getting an allocation from Florida Housing Finance Corporation. It's very competitive each year. In medium counties, which Lee County is a medium county, there are approximately 80 applications, and only 10 of those applications get funded. So the CRA's additional loan and funding support gave us a much better chance of getting an allocation, frankly, because in the end, the allocations come down to a lottery number. All applications are equal, and we have to get a little bit lucky. But the additional funding from the CRA gave us better odds.
Great. What kind of capital investment are you making on this site?
This is a $19 million project. Most of that money does come in the form of low-income housing tax credits from the state. Approximately 17 million of those dollars comes from the state itself. The CRA did give us a loan for $560,000, and we have about a $2.5 million long-term loan from Wells Fargo for this project. And that's what makes up the capital stack in this case.
All right, so well-funded, interesting project for downtown Cape Coral with the support of the city. When do you expect to open this up?
We're trying to get residents moved in by the end of June 2022. This particular site, because of its size, has created maybe some inefficiencies. There's a lot of activity going on. It's a very, very concise site. So maybe we'll push into July, but we're looking for summer of 2022.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for coming to Cape Coral and bringing this product here. We look forward to your completion.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, Billy, if you want to see something pretty exciting, go look at that site. That's a lot of stuff, a very small bank.
It is, exactly. You know, it's great, Joe, because what it does is it gives our city 2 great options, not only for workforce housing, but also for our seniors that will allow them to stay in this great city of ours.
And while we're in South Cape, let's stay there and talk about some other really exciting things happening in South Cape Coral. Our next video is Inside World Headquarters. We have international global corporations deciding to locate and find a home in South Cape. Let's go ahead and run that video. All right, here we are in downtown Cape Coral at the corporate headquarters of Insight. And Chris, the CEO, tell us a little bit about your company, what you do, and your scope of services.
So what we do at Insight is we work with a lot of corporate companies where we work specifically in their contact centers and operations to drive a lot of process re-engineering, help drive revenues, expense reduction, as well. Right now, there's a lot of talk around helping to scale.
So how long have you been here in downtown Cape Coral?
Down here in downtown Cape Coral is actually just earlier this year in July. If we go back in time a little bit though, we were actually founded here in Cape Coral in my living room 14 years ago. So we were actually kind of birthed here in this community.
Well, that's really cool. And you've grown over those 14 years. How many people work here now?
Good question. Within the organization, we're a little over 100 people today. Specifically in this community, we're around 65 and growing exponentially.
And do you ever bring clients into downtown Cape Coral?
We do. We facilitate a number of different sessions with them. Some of our clients come to this geography for training, and we bring them in and we use some of the hotels and the conference space available. We built out some of our space here to as well host them. Some we bring them together for executive collaboration sessions as well to really work through and share best practice and work on problems together that they're working on.
Well, you have quite a location here, and major changes from the original use of this facility. Can you give us an idea as how much time it took to upgrade the facility and what kind of investment you made?
Yeah, this was, we like the vibe and the spirit and kind of the quirkiness here of downtown Cape Coral. And so this is our 4th office space. And we wanted to do something that was going to be a permanent home for our insiders, that's what we call our team members. And we thought this would be a good location for us to call our permanent home. And so we acquired this facility back, we closed on in June of last year, and it took about a year to go through the process. We did our grand opening of July of this year, and it was a meaningful 7-figure investment to do the renovation in this facility. We literally took all the walls out, took all the electrical out, HVAC, plumbing, and started over from scratch. The only thing that is remaining is the exterior walls and the roof.
That's amazing. I can attest to the fact that this looks nothing like it used to look. You started the company in Cape Coral, you grew it in Cape Coral, you built your new international corporate headquarters here. Why Cape Coral? And secondly, why downtown Cape Coral?
Yeah, I'll start with the first reason. Sometimes things just happen due to chance a little bit, and it's a little personal. When I decided to start the business here, my wife and I had recently moved to this geography, and she was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and her parents are snowbirds, and I figured the only way I'm gonna get her out of New York is I gotta get her somewhat close to her parents. And that's what brought us down to the Fort Myers Cape Coral geography. As we were looking around, we thought this community resonated a little bit more with families and with our daughter. We thought that made sense for us. So that's where we started. And when I started the company initially, I used to let the people live wherever they wanted to live throughout the country. And as we started to grow and scale, we found that held us back in our ability to onboard new talent and help provide training opportunities for them and really incorporate them into the culture. So we, about 6-7 years ago, went through a process where we changed. We forced everybody to relocate to this community, and a lot of our new hires, we do now require that they come here. We are starting to get some satellites, as that makes sense for certain geographies. But that's kind of what drove us here. And we also find, especially as we get into November, December, January, it's great to go recruit up in the northern states where it's really, really cold. A little easier to get them to come down to this community. And what better place to set up a place and try to recruit people to is where most people go on vacations.
Great. Listen, first of all, congratulations on your success story here, growing this company from scratch in Cape Coral, continuing to locate your business here, bringing new people to Cape Coral. Much success in the years to come.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Billy, they have 65 young, well-paid staffers working there. They do socialize downtown. They have lunch together downtown. Quirky. Who would have ever thought someone would have called downtown Cape Coral quirky?
I know, right? It's really a good thing to see a company invest into our city, which is bringing in those higher paying jobs for our younger generation. That's what we really want to do, is we want to keep our kids here. We don't want them to leave. So companies like Ecological are bringing these good paying jobs to our younger generation is a wonderful thing. Staying down in the South Cape, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to a great condo project that's going on right now. Vecino Vista on Coronado Parkway. Go ahead and roll the video.
All right, we're on Coronado Parkway, south of Cape Coral Parkway, on a site we were at 2 years ago with Paulette again. Paulette, tell us about this site, how it's changed over the last 2 years, and obviously you're building. What's going on now?
You know, we've got our 16-unit condo project. It did have a little delay with COVID and other factors, but here we are. We're looking at an April 7th completion date. We've got 16 units, main floor parking. Every unit gets a deeded boat slip. We've got an elevator, direct access through the Bimini Basin, which is, you know, just a great location. And yeah, we're moving right along.
And right across the street, you have a second site?
That is our phase 2. We've got another 14 units that'll be coming right behind us.
Is that going to be similar to this?
Very similar, just this is 16 and that'll be 14, but same plans.
And both sides have deep water access?
There's a bridge on the east side under Del Prado, but this does have direct access on the west side. Each unit gets a deeded boat slip, and they're ready to enjoy Florida.
What kind of price range are you looking at right now?
We are in the mid to high fives.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's very exciting to see the project come out of the ground, and wish you great success, and thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
God, Billy, why am I yelling when I'm asking questions?
I was always saying something, Reggie and I were talking about that earlier today,
On the computer, it didn't sound that loud.
you tried, you're doing good, bud, don't worry
All
about
right,
it.
we're staying downtown. We're going to go to another interesting development downtown and listen to what this developer calls downtown. This is the Cove on Cape Coral Parkway. Go ahead and run that video.
All right, we're here in South Cape with Brian Prince. It is the Cove development in downtown. Brian, give us a little background about your project and describe your project and what you're planning on doing in downtown Cape Coral.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a great opportunity here in Cape Coral to bring a urban infill dense development to downtown Cape Coral, the heart of the entertainment district down here, entertainment, shopping, dining. Our project is aimed at bringing in a multifamily development, mixed use, that would incorporate a structured parking garage, 525 space garage. There'll be 125 public spaces within that garage as well. Approximately 19,000 square feet of commercial space. We will have lots of cool new restaurants within the development as well, to have an opportunity for people to come and partake in this downtown. And then it'll be 290 residential multifamily units. These are rental units, the higher end, variety. We think that will help Cape Coral be able to attract additional companies and businesses. One of the major questions we hear is, where are my people going to live? New businesses looking to relocate. If you don't have a viable option that's attractive to their demographic they're trying to hire, it makes it more difficult to get those businesses in your community. So Cape Coral really stepped up to say, this is what we want. We want a vibrant, active downtown with density and walkability. And so this project is aimed at trying to deliver that.
Brian, I understand your company has experience with these types of projects in other communities. Tell us how Cape Coral kind of melds with your experience.
Yeah, so this is the first of its kind in Cape Coral. We are a national developer. We do these types of developments all across the country. Currently, right now, under our management, we have over 18,000 units across the country. Cape Coral coming in, there was a sense of warmth where they said, we really want this vibrancy, we want this project. Explain to us, how do we make this happen? How do we participate as a community, as a city, to be all in on this development? So one of the things that's really cool that we're talking through right now with the city is taking this ninth place here and creating more of a live block, being able to shut it down and be able to have the retail spill out into the street area and have car shows or different festivals or a spin-off of the farmer's market, things of that nature. So the goal is creating the pool in downtown Cape Coral that may be found in Fort Myers or Naples. Cape Coral has the population, but they don't have that coolness quite yet. But now with this project, we're hearing rumbles of a number of other projects that are coming behind it, aimed at doing something similar in nature. And I think this is going to be a huge catalyst for the downtown development.
Well, Brian, that's unbelievably exciting for downtown Cape Coral, especially with somebody in a firm that has done it in other communities.
Correct.
What kind of investment are you guys making into the South Cape?
So the total development cost right now, and it's always a moving number as you're going through these projects, I think we started out at about 65 million. We're now up to 70 million is the project cost of this development right now. And I'd say we probably end up somewhere in the low 70s when we're all said and done.
All right, and how many jobs do you think will be generated by this new development?
So from a construction standpoint, during the construction project, somewhere in the ballpark about 400 jobs are created through the construction project. We'll have another probably 10 employees on site at the property, and then there will probably be another 150 jobs created through the commercial. But the big key is how many jobs are we going to attract, right? And not necessarily through working at the property, but how many new corporate, employees, how many companies are going to want to move here because we have an attractive product for their employees to want to live in. And I think that's the real economic impact when you look at some of those things that are not just direct, but the indirect benefits of the project.
Yeah, we've experienced that in other interviews we've done in the area. Some new companies that have committed to locate their international corporate headquarters in Cape Coral, and there are 100 to 150 employees being entertained downtown, coming to lunch downtown. Your facility is going to be a big addition to our ability to attract others to our downtown Cape Coral.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when do you think you'll be breaking ground, and when do you think you may be able to have it open?
So we're looking at a groundbreaking right now at the end of January of 22. So we're wrapping up our design and construction plans at the moment right now, and then hope to have our permits and everything back and ready to break ground in January. Total project is about 22 months, but we would expect to have first units available for move-in in spring of 23. So March or April of 23, we would expect to have first residents moving in.
Well, Brian, we're really excited about you coming to Cape Coral. We thank you for your investment in our community, and we look forward to seeing you being very successful in Cape Coral.
Absolutely, thank you as well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bring it cool down. He's not wrong. This project alone was the one when we were going through and doing everything that excited me the most, because what this does is it sets us alongside of a lot of your other major cities, your Naples, your Coconut Point, your Mercado. This is going to give us truly a mixed-use look that's going to allow people to live downtown in our entertainment district and still bring additional businesses, construction jobs, 400 jobs there, 150 jobs with retail coming into there. And the key point of what he said in that is what those jobs are going to create with people that want to come into our area. We're going to continue on in this same project because there are two gentlemen we're going to talk to next from the Kearns Group restaurants that are going to be partnering with the Cove to bring a restaurant into this already amazing project. So go ahead and roll the video.
All right, we're in South Cape at the Cove, talking to Daniel and Tyler. You guys getting ready to build a restaurant on top of this new structure downtown Cape Coral? Give me a little insight, Daniel, about what we're doing in downtown Cape Coral.
Well, when the project first came arise and came to our attention, we saw a tremendous opportunity. I live in Cape Coral as well as Tyler, and we believe in this area. It's a tremendous area. I do have some restaurants in downtown Fort Myers. Essentially, we'll be kind of duplicating what we did in downtown Fort Myers with Firestone. So it'll be an entertainment kind of complex a little bit, if you will. We're gonna have a nice restaurant on the first 2 floors with a sky bar on the 3rd floor.
Sky Bar.
Yes, sir.
That's exciting stuff. Sky Bar, what floor is that on?
That'll be the 3rd floor.
And the feel of these new restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Cape Coral almost my entire life, so I'm so happy to be doing a project here with Daniel Kearns and moving this forward here at the Cove at 47. You know, like we talked about before, Cape Coral does not have that factor like possibly downtown Fort Myers has, some places in Naples, while it's still got the population and a good class of people that do live here. We just want a place that you can go to where you're not always having to maybe cross the bridge. And I think a lot of people from Fort Myers are now going to want to come into Cape Coral to be around this. I know that one of our partners had talked about it earlier about just the whole economic growth in general from here, from the job opportunities here at the actual location, but then everything else that kind of is going to come surrounding it. I've already seen it. We've seen some other projects that are coming down the road that are here, and I think businesses themselves, office buildings, things of that nature will be coming around here too. So we're pretty excited about that.
Now, well, you mentioned the single word, jobs.
Mhm.
So your investment in downtown in the South Cape, what kind of jobs will be developing as a result of your investment?
Yeah, I know we're going to have a lot of jobs at this spot. I know Daniel can attest to that, to how many they have at their locations when they do that 3-story concept. I know just in the retail side of it too, there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of jobs in the actual entertainment side of things, like the restaurant, but also the retail stores that are surrounding that too.
Absolutely, and with the Firestone, we're approximately about 75 employees throughout the entire building. There'll be kitchen staff, wait staff, bartenders, servers, the whole entire full-service restaurant.
And it's very cool because we've interviewed other corporate headquarters that are located downtown and are excited about the existing venues for meals and entertainment. You just provide them another exciting venue to come to downtown Cape Coral. You see that is enabling your future growth?
Absolutely, and with the possibility of extended hours here in Cape Coral too, you have that nightlife here that again can be welcoming to the neighbors that are around, but still entertaining to the people that want to come out and want options instead of again going into Fort Myers. So I think that we're going to attract a lot more people that are coming to this area to move here. The properties around on the water and the river are going to probably skyrocket because of this as well too, and it's going to be a really good synergy here.
Daniel, you've been investing, you and your family have been investing in Southwest Florida for a while. Why Cape Coral and why now?
Well, Cape Coral, we previously have a Ford's Garage. That was our second location that we built in Cape Coral. We also own the boathouse and the yacht club as well. I believe in Cape Coral. I love Cape Coral, like my partner said, and I said earlier, I live in Cape Coral. We both do. So we live and breathe Cape Coral. We love this area. We want to see it grow and prosper to its full potential. And we really essentially just want to elevate, like you were talking about, as far as the food. There's only so many restaurants in Cape Coral that you can really go to really that level of quality, of service, of everything, and we're going to bring that. We're going to have a wood-fired grill, which will give all of our steaks and chops that authentic wood-flavored profile, which you don't get in a lot of other restaurants in the area. We're going to have great seafood. It's really going to be an elevated concept with the food palettes and just everything going on from the touch of the decor, the ambiance of the lighting and the sound, and then of course the food that's going to speak for itself.
Listen guys, first of all, we really appreciate your interest and your investment in South Cape, and we wish you nothing but good luck as you get ready to continue to grow your enterprises here in Cape Coral.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Really, I don't know if it's more fun watching and listening to me kind of spit out the questions, or watching us try to do it live and insert it into video.
You know, this is a heck of a lot easier this year, Joe. And Skybar, third floor.
I know. Brilliant question.
It was good.
Remember, I got PhD.
Yeah, you know, doctor. I'm so happy to be sharing the desk with you.
I bet you are. All right, next we continue to stay downtown. We're going to go to Bimini Square. Go ahead and roll it in. All right, we're going to go to an interview with Larry Nygaard from Bimini Basin and other projects throughout Cape Coral. As you remember, he did the Cape at Savona, and a very successful project. And now we're getting ready to work again on Bimini Basin. We did a little bit of work on Bimini Basin last year. Larry, and why don't you give us an update as to where you are and what can you tell us new about Bimini Basin since we talked about it last year?
All right, well, we've made a lot of progress in the last year working on the Bimini Basin. Since that time, we've identified the anchor restaurant that's going to be on the waterfront, on the Bimini Basin waterfront. So we're just finalizing the details with that restaurant. I can't announce the name yet, but I'm really excited that it's going to be a full-service restaurant. It'll be familiar to the area. It's got a great following in other locations, and so we're just thrilled to have them on board. We've also been working with the city in procuring the additional marina slips necessary for the marina that we're going to be building in Bimini Basin. Along with that, there's been some work with the mooring park that's going to be in Bimini Basin. So you'll see a lot of exciting changes on the waterfront, where the Bimini Basin, or the Bimini Square project as it's called now, will touch the water. As far as the rest of the project, we're still working on some of the fine details, but I can maybe narrow down some of the big picture items for you. We're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 225 apartments that will be built on that site. The structure will be 5 stories. There'll be a large parking ramp built somewhere north of 500 stalls. There'll be a large medical office building component to the site. So we're excited about that. There's going to be a lot of new services brought to the South Cape area for the medical providers, so we're anxious to make that public. We've also got another restaurant space and a restaurant identified for what I would call a diner, somebody that would serve breakfast and lunch, but not necessarily the dinner crowd. So, you know, all of those things have come together. They were part of our original vision in one respect or another, but they've all come together here, and we're just going to begin the process of going through the PUD effort. I think that will start probably the end of this month. So our hope would be to get under construction, you know, maybe the summer of 2022.
If you are successful getting started in the summer of 2022, what kind of time frame do you have for construction?
Well, we think the complete build out will be somewhere in the 20 to 24 month range.
All right, cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about the investment in the project, the capital investment in the project, what you're bringing to downtown Cape Coral?
Sure. Right now, it looks like the total investment in all the assets will be approximately $80 million in complete dollar amounts. So in terms of investment, you know, there'll be obviously some debt associated with that, but there'll be in excess of $20 to $25 million invested in the project.
And I know you're working with the city and the CRA to get your TIF funding in line. Is that moving along smoothly?
Yes, in fact, in November, maybe by the time this video is showing, we hope to have appeared before the CRA board in November to finalize our TIF request. That was approved conditionally. We worked through those conditions since that was first given to us. And now we're ready to finalize the agreement and proceed. It's a big part of us moving forward.
Well, Larry, this is a really exciting project. We're showing the graphics along with this interview as part of the show this evening. I think you're bringing something really special to downtown Cape Coral and you're changing what's going to be downtown Cape Coral forever by this project.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I think what we're proposing there is not offered anyplace else in the Cape, particularly the apartment units that we're going to be providing are upper scale. They just simply can't be reproduced anyplace else. When they overlook the water like that, they are going to attract a different style of renter because that option isn't out there today. And I think it's going to bring some new people to Cape Coral because of that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. We've interviewed a few other new professional users in downtown Cape Coral, national and international business folks bringing young professionals in downtown, and I think your project is going to provide them a real good residential opportunity in downtown Cape Coral.
Yeah, I do too, and thank you for that.
Well, Billy, other than I don't yell as much when I'm on Zoom.
You don't.
Take us to healthcare.
Take us to healthcare. Yeah, a great project in the Bimini area. We know all of us people that have been Cape Coral for some time that this project has been a labor of love, but to actually see it to come out of the ground and get ready to get started is a really great thing. Moving on to healthcare, we're going to take it over to Pine Island Road with Faucet Memorial ER. Roll the video.
Okay, we're at the new Faucet Memorial site here at 322 Southwest Pine Island Road, speaking with their CEO, Michael Earhart. Michael, tell us a little bit about this site, first of all.
Sure, well, we're very excited about what's happening here. We're developing a freestanding ER that will be part of Faucet Memorial Hospital. You know, we see Cape Coral as an area that's rapidly growing, and we want to be able to provide, you know, healthcare services here, emergency room services, in a centralized location that cares for the entire area.
So how big is this site?
So the ER that we're building is going to be about 12,000 square feet. And it will have about 40 employees that work here, all the way from board-certified emergency room physicians to CT techs, obviously nurses. We're going to offer ultrasound, X-ray, lab, and pharmacy services as well.
24/7 operation?
24/7. We'll have about 11 rooms or beds, you know, in addition to the lab and the pharmacy to serve the community.
What kind of investment is Faucet making in Cape Coral with this project?
So it's initially about a $12 million investment. We think annually it's about a $4 million benefit to the community through salaries and all that we're going to bring to the community.
Very exciting. Why did you choose to come to Cape Coral now?
Well, again, it's an area that's rapidly growing, and we see it as an area that we want to be in and be part of this community, and give healthcare, you know, make a difference with the healthcare we provide to a centralized location here in Cape Coral.
Well, we're really glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming, and good luck with your new project in the Cape.
Thank you very much.
All right, staying with healthcare, we're going to hear Lee Health. And since they took over Cape Coral Hospital, Lee Health has been the provider here in Cape Coral, and they're stepping up to make another major investment in the city. Go ahead and roll the video.
We're talking with Dr. Antonucci from Lee Health. Doc, tell us a little bit about what Lee Health is doing in Cape Coral.
We have a lot of exciting things going on in Cape Coral. You know, we've been a member of that community for a long time, and we've grown with the community. Some of the things we're doing is that we're expanding the ICU up to 34 beds. We're expanding the emergency department also and adding some observation beds there. The big project that we're doing, though, is that we purchased 23 acres on Pine Island Road, and we're looking to build a facility similar to what we've done down at Coconut Point, which is basically a hospital without inpatient beds. So it has outpatient facilities, an emergency department, lab, imaging, therapies, physician offices. It will be quite a facility there, so we're very excited about that. We're also in the early stages of working with the developer on the Bimini Basin project, which could add as many as 44,000 square feet of health space there too. So that's another project that we're very excited about.
What kind of services would you be bringing downtown to that 44,000 square foot use in South Cape?
It's going to be primarily physician offices, specialty, and primary care offices, along with a laboratory and some imaging.
Oh, wow, that's going to be pretty exciting for South Cape.
Yes.
The facility up on Pine Island Road, what kind of investment does Lee Health make to build a facility like that?
Well, that's going to be greater than $100 million investment. The project down at Coconut Point was, I think, $160 million. So it'll be in that range. It might be a little bit smaller, but it'll be a significant investment. And you add that to the investments with the ICU expansion, et cetera. We're looking to invest about $150 million or more in Cape Coral in the next few years.
That's pretty exciting. Any kind of time frame for the site on Pine Island Road for when you may start, when it may be available?
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of variables involved with regard to zoning, getting utilities out there, et cetera. But we'd love to see it up and running within the next 5 years.
Well, that's really pretty exciting. If you were in Bimini Basin, that would coincide within the next 2 years. So that project's going to be up and running in 2 years. What about the improvements to your existing infrastructure at Cape Hospital?
Well, one of the things we've noted is a real need for more ICU beds at Cape Coral Hospital. So we're expanding that capability from 22 beds to 34 beds. In addition, we're expanding the emergency department, adding six more treatment bays in addition to 12 observation beds there, so that people who may not need to be admitted to the hospital can stay overnight as we watch them. So that's a big investment there at the hospital. In addition, we've added a Da Vinci surgical robot to Cape Coral, which is the 6th robot we have in the system now that assists physicians to do specialized surgeries and specialized surgeries that don't require big incisions, so we can get people in and out of the hospital quicker. And something else that we're very excited about is Cape Coral Hospital becoming a teaching hospital. That's really important to this community. We were just approved for an internal medicine residency program. So starting next summer, we will be bringing internal medicine residents to the facility, and we hope that many of those are going to stay in the community after they finish their training.
I understand there's quite a percentage of residents who end up taking a practice where they do their residency.
Yeah, that's true, Joe. About 50% of residents will stay in the community they trained in and practicing.
That's exciting stuff.
It is.
So large investments, new professionals coming to town. What about the a time frame on the improvements to Cape Hospital, the expansion to the ICU and the emergency room? Are those in the near future?
Yeah, those were just approved our board of directors, so now we're in the process of getting the proper permitting done and all that. And, there's a lot of regulatory requirements there, but I would suspect within the next couple of years, we'll have that up and running.
That's great, because those are very stressed services right now in the
Yeah.
city of Cape Coral. Well, we really appreciate the attention that Lee Health has shown to the city of Cape Coral recently, and we look forward to you growing and continue to grow with the city.
Absolutely, Cape Coral is such an important part of Lee Health, and we want it to remain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Lee Health for continuing to invest in our city. We're going to wrap up our healthcare portion with a great project coming in the pipes, the waters. Roll the video.
We're here on Chiquita at the Waters Complex with Beth Sanger. Beth, we understand you have some exciting news for us.
We do, Joe. We are very excited to announce that we're going to create a true senior living campus adjacent to our assisted living, the Waters of Cape Coral, our assisted living community. We are going to be building an independent living community, which is going to comprise of 150 units, studios, 1 bedrooms, very large 2 bedrooms with dens, individual patios, walking trails, balconies, dog park, and of course we're right beside the bike path, so we're very excited to get some, very spunky independent living residents moving in and utilizing that bike trail.
Sounds exciting. I understand you're going to be breaking ground in December. When do you expect to open?
Yeah, so our goal is to break ground in December and then open up our doors in 2022.
Great. Well, good luck and welcome to expanding in Cape Coral.
We're excited. Thank you.
All right, Billy, we're excited. Spunky. Let's head into luxury apartments. Luxury apartments. Let's go to one of my best friends who, along with me and a few other guys, are bringing the cool to downtown for years.
Just want to see how many were.
Chris Spiro and Aspire.
Yes.
All right, we're back at the corner of Chiquita and Savona with Chris Spiro on a project that we featured last year. Chris, can you update us on this project?
Yes, sir, I can. John and Mike with Triton Nevada Partners out of Chicago and Naples are very excited with the progress we have out here at Aspire Luxury Apartments. In 7 months, you can see the progress that we have made on this 319 unit, 20-acre site. We should have the management company on site in March or April in 2022, as well as we should be leasing units in the first 2 buildings in June of 2022.
All right, anything else you want to update us about this project, total impact, cost, anything like that you can share with us?
Well, the total impact, when you take a look at what's needed here in Cape Coral with regards to apartment complexes, Triton Nevada Partners are really filling a void in this area. The beauty of this project here is that it is really a highly amenitized project that's out here. 2 clubhouses, walking trails, everything you could possibly imagine to need out here. It's going to be a great asset to the city.
Okay. You also have another parcel that you can share with us some information about, correct?
When I talked about John and Mike last year and all that's going on with Triton Nevada Partners, I talked about how bullish they were on Cape Coral. They're so bullish that they have 2 parcels in Entrada under contract that should go hard in November that will bring 700 plus additional apartments to the city of Cape Coral.
That is really pretty exciting. Thank you so much, Chris.
Triton Nevada Partners have their eye on other dirt here in Cape Coral. I'm excited to see what I can bring you in a year.
Sounds good, Chris. We look forward to it.
Thanks, Joe.
He talks as long as I do.
I think the tech guys were comparing how much you pay the red line. So, great luxury apartments coming. The great thing that we're seeing this year in Kent's Division is you're seeing the wide variety of new projects that are coming to our city. It's something that we're really excited about. So what we're going to do now with the next 2 videos is we're going to give you a little look into the industrial development side at our North Cape Industrial Project Park. And let's start it off with Ecological Laboratories. They've been around forever, but they're expanding and bringing a lot of great things to the city. Roll the video.
Okay, Michael, give us a little background about
about Ecological Laboratories, how long you've been in Cape Coral, the size of your company, and what you do.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you for visiting us. Our vision is to become the most innovative and trusted biological company solving the global agricultural and environmental problems in the world. We've been operating the Cape for 22 years. While some of my colleagues will fill you in on some of the proprietary products that we make, I'm going to be telling you what Ecological has actually brought to the city, what we have contributed. When we came here 24 years ago to buy some property, there were only 30,000 people in town. We came with 4 employees and today have grown to about 60 plus employees on site. I'm proud to say that some of our members have been with us for over 20 years since we started the factory. We moved another one of our employees most recently down from New York as we're closing our New York facility, and we're going to be making Cape Coral our international headquarters. In fact, we just partnered this year with a local bank from Cape Coral. Ecological has been an active member of the Cape Coral Police Department's Do the Right Thing program for almost 20 years. When the opportunities existed, Ecological has always been there to support our local schools. In fact, we have not only hired full-time employees from our local colleges, we have had interns here that have gone on to successful careers in both the private as well as academia. Although we do not produce sanitizers, during the pandemic, we switched gears and started to produce sanitizers for the police department, fire department, and our frontline workers over at the local hospital.
Delia, tell us about what you do here in Ecological Laboratories and where you see the lab going as the company starts to expand.
Okay. So with the expansion that we are planning, we can bring more capabilities into our laboratory. Right now we have many, including nutritional analysis using spectrophotometer, all the way to genetic analysis, qualitative and quantitative using DNA sequencer, and real-time PCR. So we would like to bring in more. And not to mention, we also have our own culture bank where we store all of our isolates for our consortium, for our research and future product development.
Sounds really exciting. Congratulations on your long-term being here in Cape Coral, and we look forward to you growing with the community.
Thank you.
All right, we're on the site that's proposed for new development or being developed presently here at Ecological Laboratories. Talking to Matt. Matt, tell us a little bit about this site and what it's going to enable you to do in supporting the growth of this company.
We're adding 12,000 square feet to our existing warehouse. Basically, we're going to be adding many more pallet locations, many more storage locations for our shipments that are going overseas. We are currently busting at the seams in our current 5 buildings we have on site. And with this, we are able to add on about 5 additional employees. We're looking to spend over $1 million on construction. And the expansion of Ecological Laboratories has been going by leaps and bounds, and we're hopefully in 2022 we'll be able to be in our new building.
Will this building create more room for your lab? We just heard the lab is getting over, you're overgrowing your existing facilities. Will this facility help you increase your size of the lab?
Definitely so. Currently, we are retrofitting different areas of our current production, and in this warehouse, we have specifically set up some areas specifically for some state-of-the-art laboratory manufacturing production. Also, it will free up some current space in the existing laboratory that we're looking to more than double the laboratory space and bring on more employees to Cape Coral as well.
Great news, because Ecological Laboratories hire some really specific folks using the FGCU graduates. I know. Are you planning to continue that hiring process?
Yes, we are definitely bringing people in. We have some interns as we speak. We are constantly seeking out more and more employees. We've just currently reached out to Indiana, Ohio. We brought people in. We just hired on a Coast Guard from Fort Myers that has retired, has now gone into the private sector. Just growth, growth, growth.
Sounds great. Very exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Nick, we've had a lot of conversations already about where Ecological Laboratories has been. What are you doing now? Where are you going in the future?
Absolutely. Well, welcome Cape Coral. Thank you for the opportunity to meet you all today. My name is Vic Babbert, CEO. Where we're going in the future, we want to double this business by 2025.
What segments are you going into?
Great question, Joe. What segments we're going into? Crop agriculture, you saw in the lab some of our core research on compatibility in crop agriculture. Major opportunities there. Water restoration, think Florida, think canals, think the needs that you have. We can also be treating waterways, ponds, and rivers and canals. And then lastly, as we look at the soil itself, our microbes love to help cycle nutrients and bring soil health like a probiotic. Those are the 3 key areas for us as we head forward.
All right, we've heard about your growth. We've heard about people you've been hiring. What are you looking at? What are you going to be hiring? Who are you going to be hiring in the future?
Well, great. I got to tell you something about our recent hires in Cape Coral. We've learned one interesting thing. We're getting really amazing junior level talent, but the other surprise is we're getting second career individuals who want to live in Cape Coral who are ready to work hard. So we're having phenomenal talent come into the organization because of Cape Coral.
Nick, we talked a little about helping not just with water quality, but with fertilization. What do you got to share with us about that?
Yes, we have a next generation concept for 2022 that fits Florida perfectly. We're bringing our microbes that are organic and natural. We're going to combine those with a natural fertilizer source based out of fish. Working together, we're going to have a new concept that allows the Cape Coral resident and beyond who have the fertilizer blackout to use a real fertilizer program this coming summer, 2022. But also those who want organic lawns, we have a wonderful option for them going forward. It's a really cool opportunity.
Very exciting news. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Billy, let's go to, we have the Eco Lab support. He's not
Hey, they are doing a lot of great things in our city.
They are cool. There's no doubt about it. Well, let's go to Nortec, who's also doing great things in our city. Let's run that video. All right, we're back at Nortec, talking with Tron, the owner of Nortec, and we've featured a lot of Nortec videos in the past and your fantastic growth in this community over the last 30 years. Give us a little update as to where Nortec is right now, and maybe tell us about some future growth, if you have any future growth plans.
Yeah, we definitely have some future growth plan. Time now is incredible. You know, we have almost a 2-year backlog on the boats at the moment. And I think COVID being bad or good, people would like to stay at this area. They want to do more boating. You see the boating market is good, also RVs and that type of thing. So I think it's a great thing for us, and we are currently just purchasing another property here in Cape Coral.
Okay.
And we're going to expand another 30,000 square feet.
Are you purchased property in this area?
Yeah, it's right here in this same industrial park. It's right around the corner here, actually.
All right, and so you're going to do another 30,000 square foot expansion?
Yes.
And how many employees would that add to your operation?
Maybe in the neighborhood of about 50, maybe as much as 100, but probably at least 50 for sure.
That's amazing. And so you see this, your growth going on and on into the future?
Yeah. Yeah, right now the market is good, and we have new models coming out also. You know, we're going to introduce a new model for Northern Boat Show coming up in 4 weeks actually.
What about the new model? Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah, it's a different version of something that we already have, but it's going to be a new platform. We try to obviously find the new mouse traps, you know. We can build the same boat over and over. You always see people when they do new things, and for the longest time we were building these high performance boats, as you well know, but now this center console is the hot potato, and you see everybody's building a center console at the moment. But what is the next? That's where we need to be focused on. What's going to be the next type of boat that people are going to buy? So we try to come up with new ideas and new styles, and then we introduce them at the boat shop, and we see the reaction from the public.
That's great. Time frame for building one of your boats, from the time the order is consummated to you deliver the boat?
So from we physically start building the boat, it's about a 4 to 5 month process from the actual starting on the boat. It also depends on what type of boat you buy. You build a custom built boat, they take longer. It can take as much as a year to build.
Okay, you having any trouble getting parts and equipment to build?
Oh yeah, big trouble. Everything is, you know, we have the issues with getting enough resin, fiberglass mat, engines from Mercury. Everybody is, because the sub-delivery systems is also missing parts. So at the moment we don't have twin tabs. So it's a struggle with all this, but we have good connections with all our vendors. So we buy now motors that's going to be for boats that we're going to build in here. So
So for, like, I know you use Mercury's. How many Mercury motors do you buy in a year?
We buy in the neighborhood of maybe 500.
Wow.
Yeah.
So shipping in and out of Cape Coral is not a problem as long as the material is available? You don't have trouble shipping in and out of the Cape?
No, shipping, we have been good with shipping, you know, so far, you know, the shipping been good.
And how about getting employees in this market?
That's tough. We do a lot of different researches trying to get the younger people to come and work. But the job market is tough, you know, there's people don't want to work.
Well, Holland Road is a great place to work. You know, I've been here many times, and it's just a phenomenal place, and a lot of great people, and we wish you continued success.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Billy, Nortech's been bringing cools to the water in Cape Coral.
They definitely have, they have one-of-a-kind boats, and it's amazing to see that these boats are shipped all over the world that are made here in Cape Coral. We're going to take things down to Pine Island Road now, with the next video that we're going to be featuring is a cool new project that's coming down on Pine Island Road that's set to open soon. It's Farmer Joe's, not mine.
All right, well, we're here on Pine Island Road with the owner of Farmer Joe's. Why don't you let us know who you are and tell us a little bit about your project?
My name is Lee Snyder. First big project like this, Farmer Joe's, is going to be a 55,000 square foot building with massive multiple perimeter departments.
All right, and tell us a little bit about you. It's a 55,000 square foot facility. What kind of investment are you making into the city of Cape Coral?
It's a pretty big investment. We're looking to create about 450 jobs right out of the gate, anticipating on losing probably about 100, so 350 long term.
Wow, 350 new jobs, permanent jobs in the city of Cape Coral. It's pretty exciting. What kind of product are you going to be showing or selling in your facility?
Heavy emphasis on as much local as we can. Local is not always available, but as much local product as we can possibly get.
Okay, and we see the building going up now. When you hope to open?
Due to open about mid-December.
Mid-December, so pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
That's great. Great news. And first of all, thank you for making the investment in the city of Cape Coral, and we wish you great success.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Billy, staying in Pine Island Road, we're going to get an update from Blue Waters Development on their two projects. All right, we're at the corner of Burnstall Road and State Road 78, Pine Island Road, with Danny Aguirre with the Blue Waters Development Group, sitting on the site of their Island Pearl development. We did this project before. Danny, give us an update on Island Pearl Phase 1.
We're currently working with the city right now, working through one pending item to then be able to break ground. Our Phase 1 here is ready, and we are working with the Department of Transportation in our donation of a strip of land that faces Burnstall Road. And we're working with DOT with the beautification and also the installation of a sidewalk that will be able to offer the residents of the Northwest community riding and walkability in the area.
That's pretty exciting. The other thing that's pretty exciting about Island Pearl development is you have a new section or a new development associated with it. Tell us about Phase 2, Island Pearl.
Yeah, we actually been working with our phase in the future. We have acquired and will be working on a development plan, and this will consist to further enhance the services for the northwest region of the city of Cape Coral.
Is there a mix associated with commercial and commercial and residential associated with that project?
Well, the development as a whole will be a mixed-use development. What that will be of, we don't know quite sure. We don't have the development plans in place.
All right, last year we talked about Victory Park. Give us an update on what's happening in Victory Park over by the Veterans facility.
We're very excited about Victory Park. It's a master plan development. There are many.
All right.
Last year we also talked about Victory Park. Can you give us an update on Victory Park?
We're very excited about the Victory Park project. Victory Park is going to consist of multiple different uses, all creating a synergistic feel for the development as a whole. We are currently in permitting right now for a 125-room Wyndham Garden Hotel. We have just started our leasing efforts for the medical campus. We have 2 sister buildings, 126,000 square feet of medical office space. And we are working with some commercial and tech industries to try to recruit them to continue to enhance the Victory Park project.
And Victory Park is adjacent to the Veterans Clinic, right?
That is correct. So the VA Medical Center is currently bringing in over 350,000 vet patients per year. That means that over 310,000 vets are coming into our community that are living outside of our community. And then across the street, we have the Army Reserve Base. So we have a nice military cluster, and we're trying to create an opportunity for the services that they need to be able to be implemented at Victory Park.
And a project that size takes some time. When do you expect to break ground on that project?
We would be looking to break ground sometime next year.
All right, sounds good. Best of luck, and we still sincerely appreciate your investment in the city of Cape Coral.
Thank God.
Gotta love those motorcycles. Staying on Pine Island Road, we're gonna get another update from a previous project that we talked about at the corner of Del Prado and Pine Island Road. Let's roll the video on Cape Coral Commons.
All right, next we go to Ryan Menard with Cape Coral Commons. Give us an update on where we are at the project at the corner of Del Prado and Pine Island Road. Ryan, what do you got for us?
Excellent. Well, hey, I appreciate it. We've got the Cape Coral Commons that we've gone out. We've assembled about 13 acres out there on 15 different parcels and been working diligently with the city and with our tenants to get this development up and running. We are going vertical now on 3 buildings. We've got Tire Kingdom, who will be on one of the lots sitting north of Pine Island along Del Prado. They should be open first quarter of next year. And then we have 2 multi-tenant buildings totaling about 24,000 square feet that are under construction and will be opening in summer of next year.
Do you have any, can you share with us any end users for those facilities?
Yeah, actually we can. We've got both Mission Barbecue will be in one of those multi-tenant buildings, as well as First Watch Cafe. So we've got 2 guys that will be new to the Cape Coral market that we're very excited about.
Yeah, we'll be very excited about it too, because they're presently have a big presence in the Southwest Florida area, but not in Cape Coral. So we're going to be very happy bringing them to the Cape. Talk to us about the capital investment you're making in Cape Coral with this project.
Sure. So right now, through the first couple of phases that we're working, we do have 6 different lots out there. We do anticipate investing about $25 million into the Cape in order to bring this project to fruition. Again, we've got the 2 multi-tenant buildings on the hard corner lot, which we refer to as Lot 2. We've got Tire Kingdom, and then 3 other lots that will be under development here in the near future.
Do you have any users in those other lots that you can talk about yet?
We do, but nothing that we can release at this point in time.
All right, we understand. Number of jobs in this center.
So in the center, all told, what we anticipate is somewhere probably north of 100 new positions being created for the restaurants, for the service users, and the Tire Kingdom store as well. So it should be a good boost to the local economy.
Oh, so you said your one user is coming on first quarter of next year. What about when you expect the restaurants to open up?
So the restaurants We've got Mission Barbecue First Watch, next Firehouse Subs as well, will be open in the summer of next year, we anticipate right now.
That's very cool. Well, we want to thank you for your interest in Cape Coral, and thank you for your investment in Cape Coral, and we look forward to you being very successful with this big development at the corner of Del Prado and Pine Island Road.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Again, we're excited to get things going down there. It's been a good partnership with the city. We see a lot of opportunity down there to keep adding new to market tenants and to provide a Class A development for the people in Cape Coral.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let's stay on Pine Island Road. Let's go to the Club Market Rate Multifamily Residential Project. I heard rumor about another project you're doing on Pine Island Road. Can you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, you bet. We're going to be kicking off a project called the Club on Pine Island, which is another apartment unit. This one is purely multifamily, no mixed-use component. Although it's in a heavily commercial area, it's near the Sam's Club, just to the west of the Sam's Club. So it will be a 200 unit project. And that project is in for permitting right now. We're just awaiting the site permit as we speak. And we're looking to kick that off in construction probably in Q1 or early Q2 of 22. It's suited for a different market than the Bimini project. We're watching the business growth up and down Pine Island Road and thinking about the eventual workers that will fill those businesses up. And so that's our target market there. It's going to be more affordable. It'll still have some very nice amenities. It's got a beautiful pool area and courtyard area, state-of-the-art gyms, things that would really cater to a younger audience. Maybe that, like I said, somebody that might be working up and down Pine Island Road at any one of the businesses that are there. So it's going to be convenient. It's close to a lot of other services nearby. So it's got a lot of walkability factors to it. So we're really excited about bringing that online as well.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. And once again, we're showing the graphics along with this presentation. And it's a good looking facility, very impressive.
Yeah, I think it's gonna look really nice. It's got visibility from Pine Island Road, so we wanted to make sure that it stood out and it was viable, and I think we got that.
Sounds great, Larry. Once again, thank you for participating in PIC's division, and thank you for your willingness to invest the millions of dollars you have here in Cape Coral.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you and the people in Cape Coral, and we're looking forward to doing more projects there.
Okay, Larry, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We have just one more project. We don't have any video on it, but Gator Mike's is making some major improvements to their facility. If you've been there lately, they have made interim improvements already. They're going to be building Mellow Mushroom Restaurant. It's the third Mellow Mushroom in Southwest Florida. The construction is to start in February on a 5,200 square foot facility. It should be scheduled to open 4 or 5 months, followed by a few months later by a new drive-in movie theater.
I haven't seen those in a while. Exciting.
There it is. But Billy, that's about $300 million worth of projects we just presented, and that's where that is if we could, we'd like to invite the city manager, Rob Hernandez, to just talk about the city's exciting investments that they're making in reaction to this $300 million worth of private investment or funding public infrastructure. Mr. Hernandez. Right up here.
Right up here, hot seat.
Listen, I'm wearing shoes and socks. I'm really impressed.
This is stretch for him.
You should be on. You should be on.
After hearing what we heard tonight, I guess we're no longer
longer Cape Como, right? We're more like Cape Cool, I guess, right? So I think the theme that I heard today, I heard cool, catch the pool, spunk, things like that. And so I think you see that our private investors are coming to the plate, and they are investing heavily in this great city. But the city is investing heavily as well. And some of the cool projects that we get to talk about now include the $60 million. We had the groundbreaking for 4 of our neighborhood parks. And we're finishing up, I think, the signature project associated with the Parks VO bond, which is the complete reconstruction of the Yacht Club Community Park. And if you haven't seen the design renderings for that facility, that's going to be a really cool, keeping with that theme, project that's sorely needed in the South Cape, and it's still going to keep the community character of that facility, but it is going to be certainly more of a draw for people into our city. And there's a possibility of a second restaurant being built there. There'll be new tennis courts, a 300-space parking garage, new boat launch facilities, a ship store. So that's going to be an outstanding project, and we're about 90% completed with that particular project. In addition, we just finished expanding our utility infrastructure north of Pine Island Road. So everything south of Pine Island Road now has access to city water, sewer, and reuse water. And now we've just finished the first major section north of Pine Island, and we're in design for UEP 1, which will bring water, sewer, and reuse water in pretty much the northeast section of the city, and it's going to include another key area for economic growth in the city, and that is what I refer to as East Pine Island Road, and that's the area around Pandela, going out to the city limits, Jug Creek, and we've got some new developments that are going through the preliminary design review process that we didn't talk about here this evening. And hopefully next year we'll be able to share the news associated with those projects. And so East Pine Island Road is a major issue for us in terms of expanding our investment in our infrastructure, and also West Pine Island Road, taking water, sewer, and reuse water from Chiquita Boulevard all the way to the city limits to help support some of the projects that you learned about today. And then, of course, another exciting corridor for us that you need to take a real close look at is the Burnt Store Road corridor. And we're working right now with our staff to make sure that our zoning is conducive to the right type of development to occur in that area, because that's going to, Pine Island Road right now basically is spoken for. And for all intents and purposes, for the next 5 years, there's nothing available on Pine Island Road. There's just some pockets of properties that are still available, but the private sector has come to the table, and they are investing heavily along Pine Island Road. So the next major corridor for economic development in this city is going to be the Burnt Store corridor. So, and I think our investors will find that that's an ideal location to invest in now that the county is moving forward with widening the portion of Burnt Store Road up to about Van Buren, and then of course they're looking at accelerating widening Burnt Store Road from Van Buren all the way up to the county line. So that's going to be very exciting. So there's a lot of stuff happening. I wish I could share with you, Joe, and the folks that have come out here this evening, on a Tuesday evening, all the projects that were not clear to talk about yet. We haven't gotten authorization from major household names that all of us recognize that are looking at investing in the Cape. And when they're ready, they're eventually going to give us the green light, and we'll be able to make the announcements. And hopefully, when we come back for Catch the Pool or Catch the Vision next year, we'll be highlighting those videos for them. But there's a lot of interesting projects on the horizon. I had a briefing this morning on another transformational project that represents a significant investment in our community. And hopefully our partners will be ready to disclose that project very soon. A lot of stuff, a lot of good things happening. the city's able to make the investment to keep up with this private sector interest in Cape Coral right now?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things that we're looking at, and it's something that I've been working very closely with our city council, and I think, you know, it all starts with the environment that the city council creates, right? They set the stage, and they have told me that this city is going to be business friendly. And we're looking at completely revamping our economic development project, and we're going to be more of an investor, a participant in actual projects, rather than being just on the sidelines and being a regulatory agency. And so some of the projects that you showcased tonight, like the Cove at 47th, we are an investor in that project. The city has making a prudent financial investment in the project. And when that project first came to us, Brian Prince came to us and told us what he needed. And in the past, when he has proposed something like that, the city basically said, sorry, we can't help you. We don't do that. We don't do that this way. And when Brian Prince came to my office and met with our staff, we said, okay, our job is to figure out how we can make this project work. And it required us to do something differently and go to the city council and say, if we're going to be successful in economic development and prepare our city for what's to come over the next 50 years, we have to be prepared to do things differently. And they said, you're right. And so they gave us the green light, and we're actually investing $10.3 million into that project up front. And we will recoup our investment over a 10-year period. And so that's a major departure from the way we typically participate in some of these.
Well, that's really cool. Right, well, Billy, we're at the end of the show. You want to turn this back over to Gloria? You have anything you want to add?
All I can say is, wow. Here, let's give Gloria back the mic.
First of all, I just want to thank you all for staying here and for listening to our story. Cape Coral is getting more exciting by the day. But more importantly, I'd like to thank Joe Mazurkowitz. He keeps telling me this is his last year. So please give me a big round of applause for Joe. Billy, we're going to keep around for a while. He's young. So thank you, gentlemen, very much. It was very exciting. I hope all of you all had a great time. Those of you that put your cards in for drawings, they're going to contact you if you won. So you'll be able to catch that when you go home. And thank you so much. Drive safely. I hope you loved it. And thank you to Chris Spiro from Spiro & Associates, Reggie Germain from High Fidelity Studios, Tim Patterson in the back, and again for media. It was an awesome production. Thank you all.
Hey guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this show. And as you've seen, Cape Coral became from Cape Coma to Cape Cool in this presentation.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one.
Thank you, Mary.